This second part not be for everybody. Second part now for people they very, very serious. Now, Sorpasso in autostrada. How can you overtake in autostrada? Now, guys, watch. Durante un sorpasso in autostrada, può essere motivo di incidente. Now, we're about to see the different reasons that will make accident happen while you are overtaking. What are the reasons that will make accidents to occur while you are overtaking? Now watch. Durante un sorpasso in autostrada può essere motivo di incidente. These are the reasons why accident can occur. Number one, scarsa attenzione posta ai veicoli che seguono. Now, if you pay scarce attention to vehicle in your back, accident can happen. It makes sense a lot because while you are driving now, you know, they pay attention to vehicles within your back. For example, those vehicles they want to overtake. You too now want to do the same thing. You know, accident can happen because we learned that in patente that when you want to overtake, you have to always check both people in your back and front. Is it clear now? It's in distanza di sicurezza, you don't worry about who is in your back. But when it comes to sorpasso, you have to check who is in your back and who is in your front. What are the reasons that accident can happen in autostrada because of overtaking? Insufficiente distanza di sicurezza. Whenever there is insufficient safety distance, insufficiente distanza di sicurezza. When there is insufficient, you don't give the person better distanza di sicurezza. These are the reasons why accident can happen in autostrada. Remember, all these things are rules and regulation. Rules and regulation. Information, information, information. Number three, if you don't bring out your pen and paper, this thing no go work. So they just are done. Now they can say, what are the reasons that will make accident happen in autostrada? Improviso spostamento sulla corsia di sorpasso. What do you mean of improviso? Yeah, there is two corsia in a carreggiata, for example. All of a sudden, you just from corsia A, enter corsia B, all of a sudden. Now, that's what they call improviso. Sudden change of corsia. You didn't even put trafficator light, you just change corsia. All these things are all the reasons why accidents can happen in autostrada. And you know very well in autostrada, people drive speed. Is it clear? And they can say improvviso spostamento sulla corsia di sorpasso di uno dei veicoli che precedono. Is it clear now? Those vehicles with your front, mistaken, all of a sudden they just change corsia. All these things are all reasons why accident can happen. Mantenersi troppo a lungo sulla corsia di sorpasso. Now, guys, watch. Please follow me. Oh. I'm not showing you guys picture. Now, watch. We are driving on a particular corsia, on a particular carreggiata. Watch. Oh. For the right lane, we have car A, car B, car C, D, and E. Now, you now will be F. You now start. You now, hold on. Oh. You now enter into the corsia. You now enter the corsia di sorpasso, and you start overtaking. You don't overtake D, you don't overtake C, you don't overtake B. They said that, look, do you know if you continue overtaking, it can cause accidents? Yes, because while you are overtaking, do you know you are running speed? You can lose control of your vehicle. There are many things that can, there are many things involved. Is it clear? And they can say, when you maintain for a long time, that corsia di sorpasso, these are all reasons that accidents can happen. Yes, because in corsia di sorpasso, it is said that you are supposed to drive speed there. Now you now changing, you now overtaking, you continue overtaking there. What if your car comes from assault? Is it clear now? All these things can happen. Next one. Il forte vento laterale che compromette la stabilità dei veicoli. Now, let me not pretend as if say we all know this. Let me see. Let me refresh our memory. Now, I'll ask questions. Now, they said the reasons why accident can happen in autostrada. They said forte vento laterale, strong lateral winds. They said these things can compromise the stability of your vehicle. I have a question for the class. Where can you now find this strong lateral winds? I'll call up a student. You tell us. You tell the class. Let me see. Let me start from Mr. Jeff. Mr. Jeff, the first question is this: where did we see this particular topic? Forte vento laterale.
Ah, segnale.
All right. While you are thinking about it, I'll ask you that question again. What's that part? What's the main message about that particular topic? Forte evento laterale. Where it occur more? Where does it occur more? Who it affects more?
In autostrada.
No, very wrong. Very wrong. Very wrong. Let me see. All right. Mrs. Blessing. Hello, Mrs. Blessing. Please, on your mic, ma.
Galeria.
All right. Somebody said Galleria. Okay, now Mr. Elu said Galleria. All right, that's
Yeah.
it's very correct. Galleria. When you are in Galleria, this thing can occur. Porte Ventura, when you are going out, that's it, my sister. When you are going out of a gallery, don't even when you are inside, when you are going out of a galleria, you feel a very strong lateral wind that will hit you. Is it clear? Now, let me, Mrs. Elus, continue. Now, watch. Another question is this: which particular vehicles it affects more?
Mo ciclomotora che
Now,
rimorchio. Rimorchio.
exactly. It affects, to help her now, what she tried very well. It affects all vehicles that goes on two wheels.
Anche veicoli due ruote.
Exactly. Vehicle that have two wheels, dual rotor, it affect them more. Is it clear? Any vehicle that have two wheels, forte vento lateral, it affect them. For those who don't know them, you don't know them now. Also, whenever you are carrying a remorque, if you are carrying if your material, for example, there's some materials that are made of what is telone? Telone na material. It be like cloth. There are some
Tomorrow,
vehicles
how?
they go cloth am with telone with material. Is it clear? Forte vento lateral that affect them. If that remorque is empty, forte vento lateral can affect you. If your vehicle is long, forte vento lateral can affect you. Me, I still remember all these things. Now they can't say watch. One of the reasons why accident fit happen in autostrada is this: forte vento laterale that can compromise, può compromettere la stabilità dei veicoli. All these things can compromise the stability of your vehicle. Next one, il sorpasso che viene effettuato accodandosi ad un veicolo che sta sorpassando. Now watch. What does this thing simply mean? It means that, guys, watch. A vehicle is overtaking on that vehicle, and you now come to overtake. Now they can say, il sorpasso, that overtaking that is being done when you are doing the same thing, you are doing the same thing that a vehicle che sta sorpassando. Now, you go, for example, what of accodandosi? Now, the vehicle is overtaking. You will now be doing this. You are not doing the same thing. Is it clear? Number one. Also, it can also be a situation whereby you are think about it. That vehicle to overtake, you two to overtake. You guys can hit each other. Is it clear? When the vehicle is starts surpassando, remember that you cannot overtake. If a vehicle, please, who's making noise? If a vehicle intends to do that same thing you are doing, you don't need to overtake. Is there any question here so far? Is there any question, guys? All right, with this now, so at the own a video we consign Norme Sul Sorpasso. I will send the two lessons we have done. I'll send you guys the videos. Is it clear? All right. Now, our next topic is called. So we are sorry, guys. We don't finish with consign Norme Sul Sorpasso. We're about to now enter a new topic. Everything that consign fermata, sosta, arresto, e partenza. Now, guys, I'm going to teach you guys this first part. I will go to discuss a lot here. We're going to do conversation now. Watch. Now watch. A la guida de un vehículo. Why you are driving a vehicle. Rules and regulation. Why you are driving a vehicle. Now, just take it that, watch, you don't get your patente. You want to drive. Now they want to teach you now. This is the come for example. Now watch. They want to teach you how to drive. Because we are doing the theory part of it. So guys, pay attention. Prima di iniziare a guidare un veicolo, before you start driving a vehicle, whether it is autovettura, whether it is motocicli, etc., etc. Remember, we're talking about...
Remember, there is some topics in Macharama. The topics you jump.
Which one? No.
I remember you said you will come back to it.
Yeah, I remember. We are in second part. I will come back to that part. Now, second part where I jump, for example, limited velocity, all these things. I will not. They are not plenty. Only one. Cioè, limited velocità. I will come back to that one later because, and also segnale complementare.
Okay.
That one it's not hard. I will come back to that one later. Yeah, thank you, man. Now watch. Because say, prima di guidare un veicolo, before you start driving a vehicle, whether it's autovettura, whether it is motociclo, anything, because we know that vehicle now everything has an engine and doesn't have an engine. Now these are they want to tell you the things you need to do. They want to teach you how to drive. It sounds funny.
Where are you? Where is this topic, sir?
We're in fermata, sosta, arresto.
Arresto and pattern.
After Norme Sul Sorpasso.
I've seen it.
All right. So guys, watch. They can say prima di guidare un veicolo. Anything you want to drive, they said, è opportuno sempre. It is necessary to do the following things. Always. Number one, regolare il sedile. Now, guys, this is I'm about to teach you guys. You have to do it all the time, even the day of your practical exam. When you enter into your car, the first thing you need to do is to regulate your chair. Now, think about it. That car might not even be your car. It might be your friend's car. When you enter, the first thing you do is to regulate the chair. Put it to your own stature. Regolare sedile. Number one. Number two, a Poggia tester. What is the Poggia tester? The one you use and put your head. Regulate it very well. Secondo la propria statura, according to your stature. If you're a tall person, put it to your height. If you're a short person, put it to your height. There are some cars that the chairs, they go up. The chair, they go down. Is it clear? So regulate your chair. Regulate your chairs very well. Don't drive a car that the chair is not okay. If your chair is not comfortable, don't drive. Make sure the chair is comfortable. They say let you regulate the first thing you need to do is to regulate your seat. The first thing. Second thing, watch. Regolare gli specchi retrovisori, interni ed esterni. Is it clear now? Once you enter into your car, this I'm teaching you now. These are now. Most people, when they go and do practical exam, do you know they can fail you because of these things? They say, okay, toccate, prego. You now enter into the car, you just start driving. They will say, you know what? Fermati. You don't fail. They don't butcher you. Before you start, regulate the chair. They are teaching us this in theory now, for those that will do theory exam. Now, regulate the chair, first of all. Regulate the Poggia tester. Once you don't finish, you go there because your examiner is looking at you. Even when you are driving, these are things you need to do for your own safety. Even when you start driving your own car, you regulate your chair because maybe the night before you pack them, maybe you shift some certain things. Now, you don't do and finish. They say regulate the specchi retrovisori. What is specchi retrovisori? We are talking about the side mirror and the inside mirror. They wrote it here. Specchi means mirror. Retrovisori means the things those mirror that helps you to see the retro. Retro means things in the back. Is it clear? Both the inside one and the external one. They say me regulate them very well. Now, in most people's car, there's a button you press. Not everybody's car. The glasses the side mirror will turn. And the most important thing that you should be able to see the back of the sides of your vehicle. Be able to see almost the back side of your vehicle. Is it clear? Almost. Not you can't see everything, but with that you can be able to see who they your back very well. Next one. Bisogna essere certi che la categoria di patente posseduta ne consente la guida. Now watch. Make sure that the patente you are carrying should permit you to drive that particular vehicle. If you carry patente B, why are you driving autotreno? Nothing concern you concern autotreno. And you know that autotreno, the weight. Let me find you guys trouble now. I found that trouble. What is the total weight that you are allowed to drive with your patente B? I've taught this in before in the class. Let me please I'll ask questions. Mr. Henry, on your mic, sir. What is the total weight? What is the maximum weight that you are permitted to drive with your patente B? Mr. Henry. All right. Let me call that person. Mr. Jeffrey. What is the maximum, Mr. Jeffrey? What is the maximum weight you are permitted to drive with your patente B, sir? Eh?
In my experience, 3,500 kilograms.
3,000. Now, if you say 3,500,
3.5 ton alert.
yes, yes, ma'am. Now watch. If you say I'm coming. Let me teach you guys something. If you say 3,500, you have to say kilogram because ton now 1,000. But if you say if you want to say ton, you say 3.5 tonnellate. Please now, who they make noise? I beg. Please, we're in class. Please.
No.
Mr. Henry, if we call you now, no go answer. You say 3.5 T, which is correct. If you say 3,500 kilograms, it's also correct because that's the same thing in the conversion. Let's continue. Now, remember, with your patented B, you cannot drive anything that is bigger than that weight. Is it clear now? Let's go. Now, they said, now, make sure that the patent that you are carrying will permit you to drive that particular vehicle. And it is vero. Next one. Bisogna essere certi del perfetto stato di efficienza del mezzo. Now, watch. Make sure your car is very, very okay. Before you start driving, make sure your car is very, very okay. Now, before you take on the journey, make sure, say, your car is okay. Don't just drive without your car being okay. Because imagine now, you call it drive, your car can't break down. All these things happen. Before you start driving, make sure that your car is, every now and then, you have to do checkup on your car. Because the truth is that our car is just like It's just like a human being that you need to go to doctor every now and then. Accetarsi, remember accetarsi means make sure. Make sure that gli oggetti trasportati siano sistemati in modo da evitare la caduta or dispersione. Remember, when we are driving on the road, the load you are carrying should not be pouring on the ground. It's not like our country where they go the dirty road. The load you load in your vehicle should not be pouring on that. People should not be now, for example, in autostrada. Nobody, even if you are carrying remorque, we are not even supposed to see what you are carrying inside your vehicle. Is it clear now? Now, if you are carrying liquid, it should not be spilling on the ground. Now, they said, make sure that the objects that you are transporting siano systematic, are being systemized in a way that to avoid falling down, and be caduta, or dispersione. Now, what is dispersione? It is spill. Is it clear now? For example, water. Maybe you are carrying a bag of rice. Maybe you know the dispersione means it go dey spill for ground. Next one, controllare che non sia compromessa la la visibilità posteriore e laterale. What does this mean? Now, make sure that, watch, your visibility is not being compromised. Now, when you enter your car, if you have a passenger, will be say, let's say the passenger come put wig, and the thing is making you not to see the road. You can tell the passenger, shift small, lesser. If you are inside your car and the things you load inside your car is too much that you cannot see the backside, it's dangerous. Is it clear? They said, make sure, control that your visibility is not being compromessa. Is it clear? Non sia compromessa la visibilità posteriore e laterale per la presenza di passeggeri, because of a passenger, or per il carico mal posizionato. Also, know that if you load your vehicle in the very wrong way, it can compromise your visibility. It is vero. Next one. These are things they are telling you before you start driving. Individuare i comandi, leve e pulsanti. Now, what does this mean? You are driving a new car, for example. Before you start driving, make sure say you don't learn everything about the buttons. Nobody say when you don't drive, when you are driving, you start pressing button. Make sure that as you are driving, before you start driving, you know where the buttons are being found. Is it clear? They said individuate, try to individualize every button and be commanding. Both the lever pulsante. Remember, when you are driving, especially for neo patentati, they have this bad habit that they want to change gear. They must put eye on the gear. When you are changing gear, you don't need to even put your eye there. You don't need to check it. Anything you are doing, when you are driving, your eye is supposed to be focused on the road and road alone. You don't need to be looking at your gear, what you are doing. Is it clear? Or looking for button? Because it is very dangerous. Remember, we talked about it takes a second for accident to happen. We've seen this in before. They said we should individualize the buttons before you start driving. Necessari per la guida e comprendere bene il funzionamento. Know how to use it before you start driving. For example, if you're driving, maybe you borrow somebody's car, which is a very wonderful car, maybe a Tesla. Before you start driving, make sure you don't learn them first. Maybe say when you don't drive, you can't find button. Next one, se autovettura. Now, if that particular vehicle is an autovettura, watch. Controllare che i passeggeri abbiano regolarmente allacciato le cinture di sicurezza. Now, do you know that it's very compulsory that you as a driver, not only you put your seatbelt, even your passengers, you are supposed to make them put their seatbelts, even those in the back. Is it clear? Now, they're telling me and you that, watch, if you are driving an autovettura, make sure, control that your passengers, they put on their seatbelt. Is it clear? Not only you. Now, non è vero. It is false if you say, è opportuno regolare i contachilometri parziali. Now watch. What is contachilometri parziali? Guys, watch. Your contachilometri parziali. What does it mean? Now, there are some wayo people. When you go and buy your car, new, they will go and change the chin gear. They want to make that car look new, so they will sell it. So, guys, if you want to buy a new car, there are many things you need to check very well when you're buying a new car. You don't just go and buy anything. There are many things you need to check, look very well, understand very well before you buy a new car. You have to check the kilometers and this thing. Now, it is forced for you to go and change your contachilometri parziali. You don't do such a thing while you are driving. Before you start driving, you go that your contachilometry, where it is for your dashboard. You know, if you go change them before you start driving, these are things you don't need to do before you start driving. It is fast, so you cannot do such a thing. Now, there are some wire people that do it because they want to sell their car to you. These are things people need. It's not just buying a car. Let's discuss it a little bit. Because many of us will do exam by God's grace. before you start buying a car, you have to check, first of all, l'alimentation. What's alimentation here? Benzina. You need to ask yourself a question. Do I want to drive? Because now we have to be discussing these things now. We don't they finish. We want in less than 1 month to go finish, guys. That's the truth. So we need to discuss this thing. Now, before you start driving your car, you need to before you buy your car, you need to discuss, okay, benzina. Do I want to use benzina? Do I want to use diesel? Do I want to use GPL? Is it clear? Do I want to use hybrid? Do I want to use electric? I need to understand, first of all, you need to understand that benzina, for example, is good for if you are working at, if you're where you're working, if it's a somewhere that is very close, we need benzina because benzina does not inquinate, they pollute the air. All these things we go see am now, all these things I think na lesson. E dey for that we go see am in less than 1 month. Is it clear? So these are many things you need to really sit down and discuss before you start buying a car. Because I just want to buy a car. You got yourself, do I need a benzina because my workplace is very close? Of course, if your work is very far, you don't, if your work is very far, you need diesel. Diesel pollutes air more. Diesel is more costly. Is it clear? Diesel, they inquinate environment. So there are some places where you cannot even go with diesel. But if your work is very far, you need diesel. And if you are driving a motor diesel, you need to drive far. Every now and then, you need to carry your car, enter even autostar, drive speed. Is it clear? Because if you don't drive speed after some time, the thing will not intaz. They call it intaza. The thing go, the diesel might worry your this thing, your filter. Is it clear? Now, we also have what they call GPA. GPA is very, very economic. Economic as anything. GPA don't even cost anything. Why there are some vehicles that have both GPL mixed with benzina, diesel mixed with GPL. Is it clear? So if you have to think all these things before you buy a car, not just go waste your money anyhow. If you buy a car also, look the kilometry. Very, very important. May no go carry person, may no go carry 3,100. That's why you see Italians. Sorry, we're wasting time, but it's very important we say these things. That's why you see sometimes Italian, when they want to buy a car, they go with zero kilometer, even lesser. Is it clear? For them, once a car don't pass 250,000, for them it's already too much. They don't sell the car. Is it clear? So when you want to buy a car, check the contact kilometer. You see this written in the dashboard. Check the this thing, how many kilometers you don't drive. So is it clear now? So when you want to start driving, you can't change that contact kilometer. For you to change all these things, guy, now walk. Now mechanic go put hand for these things. I mean, all these things are crime. All right, guys. We will see this later on again. Next one, like I said, non è vero, okay? If you want to drive, you inserire l'airbag dal lato conducente. Guys, watch. Please write this thing down I'm teaching you. If you listen to me alone, it will not work. If you don't write it down, now wahala. Now, concerning airbag, you don't deactivate. Let me disintegrate. You don't deactivate the airbag from the part of a driver. You don't do such a thing. Where you can deactivate is from the passenger side. Because, for example, your child, you carry your child. Now, we'll see this later on in life. We'll see it later on in a month time. Is it clear? You can deactivate the one of your children for one or two reasons, which we're not going to discuss now. Is it clear? But you cannot deactivate the airbag of the one of the driver. Now, some people say, I'm a pregnant person and this and that, this and that. Guys, you don't deactivate your airbag from that of a driver. But you can deactivate the one in the passenger side for many reasons. Now, they can say what? Verificare che non è vero that you go verificare le cinture di sicurezza siano dotate di pretensionatore. Now, watch. You want to start to the drive. They say, it is force if you go to verify if your seatbelt has the tension, they work very well. Siano dotate. Not be say they work. It has this pretension. Something we say if you drown, it will come back. Now, who does this kind of thing? Who verify this kind of thing? That before you start driving, you go check whether the seatbelt it gets pretensionatore. Not even elastic. Like pretensionatore means something we say. How will I say it? No, first of all, nobody do such a thing. Is it clear? So it is fast. So if you go and be checking if this vehicle gets what they call pretensionatore. Where do you want to check it from? Let's continue. Quando si guida un veicolo a motore, now whenever you're driving any vehicle that has an engine, bisogna avere con sé tutti i documenti necessari per la guida. Guys, it is necessary that you have every document while you're driving the car. What are these documents? Carta di circolazione, certificato di assicurazione, patente, eccetera, eccetera. Why they put eccetera, eccetera here? It can happen that police can ask you your document, your sojourn, your passport. No, passport, no, your sojourn. Is it clear? So they said, etc., etc., etc. Have every document
Mm.
necessary while you are driving in corso di validità.
Yes.
That's the valid. Is there any question? Somebody is making noise. You want to ask question? This is what they teach now.
No.
Who they make noise? If you ask question now, you don't go know. All right. Is there any question here, guys? All right. Now we have seen they've taught us everything we need to know. Now, guys, we're about to see something called arresto. What is arresto? We're talking about arresto. What is arresto? Watch. Arresto is what? È l'interruzione della marcia del veicolo dovuto ad esigenza del circolazione. For example, what does this mean? Might teach you something. They said, watch. Arresto is simply what? It's an interruption of your driving due to what's exigence? Exigence means due to what do you mean exigence? I don't forget to in English. Due to one reasons, for example, a simple reason. It can be that, for example, you take you are driving, you can't reach for the front of semaphore. That is a typical example of arresto. You have to stop your car. Arresto. They say I'm now. It no matter whether you put gear one or whether you off your car, it doesn't matter. That's what they call arresto because something stop you there that is more than your own force. That is traffic light. A typical example of arresto also can be police stop you to do checkup. That is arresto. What is arresto? Arresto can be people just, you are driving, all of a sudden, what is forza majeure? Something just natural disaster happen. Now, arresto be that thing. Is it clear? Something made you to stop, to interrupt your movement. Is it clear now? Think about it. They said, for example, semaphore rosso. Yes. Traffic light, red light hold you there. That's a typical example of arresto. Is it clear now, guys? It's an interruption of your driving due to one exigency or the other. Is it clear now? Think about it. It can be that, okay, I arrived there, traffic lights hold me for red light. I have to stop. Then I move again. Is it clear now? That's what they call arresto. That's a typical example of arresto. All right. Is there any question so far? Is there any question? Now, we now have fermata. We'll be talking about fermata. Let us see what they now talk about fermata. All this is in revision. Fermata di un veicolo è la temporanea sospensione della marcia per esigenza di brevissimi durata. Is it clear now, guys? That fermata is a temporary suspension of your driving due to very, very brief, whatever. Very brief reason, just brief something. Is it clear now? Watch. Come ad esempio, per chiedere informazioni agli agenti di traffico. For example, you arrive somewhere, you want to ask police for, say, police, sorry, can you tell me where the road is leading to? This kind of thing. Information. Is it clear now? Watch you. Number two, per consentire la salita e la discesa delle persone. You give person lift, or the person is coming down, whether the person is climbing or going down. Is it clear now? It no end there. Watch. They went further to tell us that durante la fermata, il conducente deve essere sempre pronto a riprendere la marcia. You not come down from your car. You're always ready to move again. Are you guys following me now? That is the meaning of fermata. La fermata non è consentita se arreca intralcio alla circolazione. What do you know intralcio? Intralcio means problem. Fermata is not allowed if it will cause problem to movement. It's not allowed if it will cause problem to movement. Is it clear now? Il conducente deve prendere l'opportuno cautela. The driver in that situation needs to take every necessary courtesy, every necessary information, every necessary things per non costruire pericolo per gli altri utenti della strada, so that it will not cause problem for other users of the road and non provocare incidenti. And also you should not provocate accidents during fermata. If you want to do fermata, do it in a way that it will not cause accident and problem for other people. Is it clear now? Guys, watch. I would have loved to ask question here, but they said watch. In tutti i casi in cui è vietata la fermata, è vietata anche la sosta. We don't see this before. In every case where they say you are prohibited to do fermata there, automatically you are also prohibited to do sosta. I have a question now for the class. If I can't tell you, say you are prohibited to do sosta, are you also prohibited to do fermata? Let me ask a question. Let me ask the class. Mr. Osui, if I tell you now, say if you see a signal that is prohibiting you from doing SOSTA, can you do fermata there?
Yes,
Can you give us a typical example of this type of situation?
because
No, I mean, give us a typical example.
fermata is a temporary action.
No,
And
no, what be the reason? Give us a typical example, or give us an example. Example means a scenario, like a place where you go see this kind of thing. Because you don't study now. So you go tell us.
yeah, place like maybe I make example of Paso Carabile.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful. That's all.
You
A
fit
typical,
do
that's a wonderful
fermata
one.
there, but you know fit
You know,
do
go fit
salsa.
do Sosta. Wonderful, sir. Thank you very much. I for the clap for you. All right, that's it. That's a good answer. All right, let's continue. They can say, man, non vice versa. Is it clear now? You know, if you do, you know, it cannot be vice versa. Let's continue. Dopo, dove poter effettuare fermata? Where can you do fermata? Now, students, pay attention here. This class is very important. If I dey teach you, they play with your pikin. Sorry to say this. If they do something, they no go work. You have to sit down now, except say you know what you are doing. You have to really understand this part. We don't enter second part. They don't they use and play. They know they use and play. Let's continue. They can say, watch. Dove poter effettuare la fermata? Where can you do fermata? This part is very deep. If I go write them down. Where can I do fermata? Number one, dove non esiste marciapiede rialzato. If I tell you marciapiede rialzato, does anything come to your mind? What if marciapiede rialzato? It's open for the class.
Now, yeah,
Walkway
that
for
we have area of no, not the area of Pedernale. Now, Marshall Piedi, when just be like when they search with block, something like that.
Marciapiede rialzato. What do you mean? Marciapiede we get
Can
paid.
can
walkway
I
for
say
pedestrians.
Marciapiede rialzato means a marciapiede that has a pavement.
That's a
that has
pavement
All right,
for
guys.
pedestrians.
a
Let's continue.
level
Now they can't say watch. Where can you do fermata? They can't say watch. Dove we no get marciapiede, we get pavement. Dove non esiste marciapiede rialzato. I want to ask you one question about that. Before I don't want to even let me ask a question here. What did they tell us about marciapiede non rialzato? About parking car there, about doing fermata, all these things. What did they tell us for that? What did we learn about it? You can come out in quiz. Let me see if people are studying. Mr. Henry, what did we learn about marciapiede rialzato concerning parking?
that Masha PhD has that to do like uh, a walkway that is level with the ground.
Yeah, but the question is
Was
that,
being
what did they
painted.
tell us about parking? My question. If you for that kind of situation.
It's just about parking. They have to give maybe like some time
No,
to
very wrong.
park there.
They
No,
add too much
either
logic.
I know well, I try to get the right
No,
word.
no, you know, put logic. Either you know or you
Yeah, he
don't.
said you can only park there if there's symbol of package.
Yes.
No, no. Who remembers?
I think that taxi they park for those kind of places.
Taxi. My brother. Wow.
No, no.
What did we learn
Like I
about
said,
marciapiede rialzato concerning parking?
But you can only park there if there is a parking space there.
If they draw the possibility of parking there, you can
Parking,
only.
yeah.
But the question is that my question is simple. Oh, yeah, you are there now. You are there. That's the answer. But if you want to now go further, remember that you cannot park your car in marciapiede number one, except they draw a parking space there. Now, concerning marciapiede rialzato, even if you want to park your car there, you cannot park your car there, even motociclo and ciclomotore. You not go say, oh, because of the fact say the marciapiede is on the same level with the ground, man, park my car there. No. Except they put a parking space there. I remember if you want to park your car there, the space you need to leave should not be inferior to 1 meter. Because of, think about it, a nursing mama with him passagino, if they push picking, they don't go fit pass through that place with him children. Is it clear now? All right. Now they can say, this is, we don't do them already before. They said, dove poter effettuare la fermata. Where can you do fermata? Where can you do fermata? Dove non esiste marciapiede riassato. Watch you. Now, guys, watch. Where can you do fermata? Wherever marciapiede riassato no dey. That means, what do it mean? It means say the ground, the marciapiede is on the same level with the ground. That's why I have to ask this question. In that situation now, you know, go fit talk say, hold on, no, ma park my car there. But watch now, they're talking to you as a driver. They're talking to you as a driver. Where can you do fermata? You can do fermata where you know where matcha piede di assato no day. Now, if you want to do that particular thing, they say so long as say you leave a space that is not inferior to 1 meter, il conducente deve lasciare uno spazio non inferiore ad 1 metro per il transito dei pedoni. Is it clear now? So you can park your car, you can do fermata for, you know, in marciapiede non riassato, so long as say you will give a space that is not less than 1 meter. Is it clear now? Where can you do fermata again? Fuori dai centri abitati, guys. Fuori, outside the city. Outside the city. Watch, you know, end there. Now watch. This part is very important. We have less than 1 minute. Il conducente deve collocare. What's meaning of collocare? Park your car. Not meaning of collocare. He has to shift, he has to spostare. It means the same thing. You as a driver now outside the city, you can't shift your car. Watch you, se possibile il veicolo fuori dalla carreggiata. You want to do fermata. They say you can do it outside the city. Carry your car, shift them as much as possible outside the carreggiata. As much as possible, it should be outside the carreggiata. You know where is carreggiata. But be careful. Ma non sulle piste ciclabili. No allow and enter inside pista ciclabile. You see am now. Altrimenti, il più vicino possibile al margine destro della carreggiata. As much as possible. If nothing there, please, that road, that carreggiata is too small. Say, stay very, very close to the margin right side of the carreggiata. These things what they tell now. It come up for quiz every time. Guys, we'll soon go for break. When we come back, we'll continue from when we stop. This part of the lesson is very, very important. Fermata Sosta, they went further to tell us where you go feed you and when you go feed you. So when we come back from break, we'll continue. All right, let's continue. I think less than 1 minute. All right. Because say, fuori dai centri abitati, i conducente deve collocare